We got some big news today about the big changes happening at Magic Kingdom. The new Cars attraction and area, the Rivers of America going away, Tom Sawyer Island, the Liberty Belle, even the Walt Disney World Railroad. A lot has changed from what we knew before, and I really want to talk about it. Yeah, it includes the railroad. So let's get into this. What Disney released today was brand new concept art for, a lot of people have been calling it Cars Land. I think I've even said that. But what it really looks like, if you look at all of the announcements, the press releases and stuff, is a Cars area or a Cars attractions, plural, at least from what they've said. Just to bring you up to speed, in case you don't know, Disney announced that they will be closing the Rivers of America. This is a waterway that is in Frontierland in Magic Kingdom, and on it rides the beloved Liberty Belle. This beloved riverboat that has been riding the waterways of Magic Kingdom for all these years, that's gonna close as well as Tom Sawyer Island. So this is like an island area in the middle that you can only get to by raft. It's a very unique attraction, and it's filled with really cool areas to explore. Like you can go through caves and walk over rope bridges. There's even a whole fort out there with animatronics, a lot that I think a lot of people miss. I will link my video showing a tour of walking around in there, and we will definitely be back to do it before it closes. But the big news about this is that we finally got the date. When is this all going to close? And it's pretty shocking, actually. We knew it was happening this year, but not this soon. It's gonna happen in about a month. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. I thought it was gonna be later this year. But yeah, July 6th, 2025, about a month from today, because today's what, June 3rd? It will be the last day to experience the Rivers of America as it is. There's more, put an asterisk on that, because there's a lot more about that coming up. Tom Sawyer Island, Rivers of America, yes, as it is, riding the Liberty Belle. And yeah, that whole area right there will be closing to make way for a new Cars attraction. A lot of people have been saying Cars Land, including me. I don't know what to call it, a Cars area, because as we'll get into, it's one main attraction, right? An anchor attraction, and then like a smaller family or kids attraction. Okay, so now we know what's closing and when it's closing, because we knew it was closing this year, but we didn't know when. So now we know. If you can get here between now and July 5th, 6th, I recommend you do if you can. If those attractions mean something to you and you want to like experience them one more time. We all have our memories of them over the years, but if you just want to make one more, which I know I will be doing and sharing with you guys, more than one. And the next piece of news that we know is the name of the area is going to be called Piston Peak National Park. That's a lot of P's. And the new concept art they released looks so different than the original concept art. And the biggest change that I noticed is water. What it looks like is like a big portion of the Rivers of America will still be there, but in a new form. So let's talk about it. Look at the bottom right corner first. So this is something cool Disney has announced. They have a brand new character named Ranger J. Audubon Woodlore. And he's actually based on an old 1950s park ranger character that was in some Disney cartoons. He's cool because obviously now he's a car to fit into the world of Cars, and he's gonna be an animatronic in the pre-show of the ride. And if you think about the Cars attraction over at Disney California Adventure, we have some Cars animatronics in there as part of the attraction. I'm picturing something like that, and that's pretty cool. Now, talking about California Cars Land, one thing that Disney Imagineers have said is that they want this Cars attraction and this Cars area to be unique to Magic Kingdom, right? So there may be Cars attractions, areas, and lands in other Disney parks around the world, but they want something that is only at Magic Kingdom, and you have to come to Magic Kingdom to see, which is smart. It's a smart move for the long term of this park. Cars is a very popular franchise. All right, so looking back at this concept art, they really want this to be inspired by the Great American West and the national parks of the US. So we've got the Rocky Mountains in there, we've got snow-capped peaks, we've got falling waterfalls, flowing water, and erupting geysers. One of the things that stood out to me is in this like top right area of the concept art, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which is currently under construction for the rest of 2025 and isn't scheduled to reopen until 2026. They just recently added a new track and there's a lot going on back there, but it's always had some geysers in there. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But there's like an area, a geyser area that you can kind of walk along on some boardwalks. They're expanding all of that. I see boardwalks, I see walkways, I see bridges, and I see areas where guests like us can walk back there and see bubbling geysers. And in that area, I also see rainbow pools, which is amazing. Like, this really does bring you out to the American national parks out west, Yellowstone and Yosemite and all of those parks. So one of these geysers is not like the others. It's going to be called Old Tankful, hearkening to Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park. So just like Old Faithful, people come from all around to see it erupting, right? And it's kind of like on a timed schedule where you kind of know when it's going to happen. Old Tankful is supposed to be like an erupting geyser that is regularly happens throughout the day, something that guests can ooh and ah at and look at, which I think is great. Now, I love national parks and nature, mountains, water, all of that. So I'm glad that that's the direction, not just that they're choosing, but they're really leaning into. Now, this whole landscape, this park, is inspired by one of the Cars films. It's called Planes, Fire and Rescue. How many of you have seen that film? I have not, but I will be now. It's not directly from the film, so it's not like other lands and rides that are supposed to be kind of a replica of the film. It's just inspired by the film. But it is gonna have Piston Peak Mountain, and it looks beautiful. And the Imagineers have said that they were inspired by Tokyo Disney Sea, which is known to be one of the most beautiful theme parks in the world. And they want it to be that like wherever you are in Magic Kingdom, if you can see Piston Peak, that it's beautiful from wherever you see it. So that's kind of thoughtfulness about that sightline, about seeing that from somewhere else in the park. I love to hear that. They said they were inspired specifically by Mount Prometheus over at Disney Sea. Disney Sea, by the way, is one park that Sam and I have not yet been to that we would love to go to. It's definitely on our wish list. We will go. We definitely will one day. We just haven't yet, but we will. So you can see in the concept art over on the left of Frontierland, you can see like the Country Bear building is still there, the Country Bear Musical Jamboree, all of that. You can see in the back, Tiana's Bayou Adventure is there. And you can see the waterfall where the 50-foot drop is. And you can see in front of it that bridge, that wooden bridge, it looks like it's still there, which I like that. And then next to that, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. But what looks different is it looks like there's a walkway around the other side. So that's probably the part of Rivers of America that will be closed. And that's kind of in front of Haunted Mansion and also going on behind it. Now, the word we're hearing is that they're gonna take care to not kind of disturb the Haunted Mansion area, keep it as its own thing. It's really in Liberty Square. It's not Frontierland. So it's got to like maintain that integrity of its own theming. And so far, Disney Imagineers seem to be committed to keeping that integrity and keeping that area its own thing. It's not part of the concept art, but we know where it is. But it looks like in front of it, there's like a big open walkway where you can walk over to in front of Big Thunder Mountain and walk through that area with the geysers. Now, when you zoom in, I'm zooming. I see a lot of walkways. I see a lot of really beautiful areas. Again, those rainbow pools, a lot of geysers. I hope they keep the number of geysers that is promised in this concept art. I also see a lot of trees. And I like the concept art as a piece of art in and of itself because it kind of looks like those Mary Blair style trees. It looks like beautiful Disney animation. Obviously, we're not gonna have Mary Blair style tree. Although in Disneyland Paris, I feel like the trees around the castle are Mary Blair style. So with some artistry and work with the horticulture team, maybe they will be that way. Someone asked me, where is the ride going to be? So they don't have like ride vehicles on here, but what they have is a dirt trail. So you can see this yellow trail, that is the ride. So it's gonna be a racer rally ride. So what Disney has said is this is gonna be a rally race. So you're gonna be in a vehicle, like a car, obviously a car vehicle, and you're gonna be kind of on a rally race. They showed us some of the like them working on it, some footage of them designing the track, basically. It's like an open, like a dirt road, or meant to look that way. We'll see what it's like when it actually opens. But we did see some of the conceptual working on all of that going on. They have released some of that. So it says, take on wild terrain as you race across the landscape, climbing mountain trails, dodging geysers, and Mater's favorite, splashing through mud holes. So we may get a little splash in this. And early on in the original press release, they said, but what about smaller racers? The second attraction will be geared towards them and will be fun for the whole family. Now, in the newer announcement that just came out today about Piston Peak National Park, giving us that name for the first time and all of these dates and stuff, they said that they hope to continue the sweeping storytelling tradition that has crossed Liberty Square and Frontierland since opening day. Now, mentioning both of those, it's clear that that pathway is kind of connecting Liberty Square and Frontierland now. And both of those lands, you know, tell the story of America, obviously in an imaginative, fun theme park way. This is Disney World. This isn't a museum. It's Disney World. It's a theme park. It's for families. It's for fun. So it's nice that they're paying ode to that and like bringing that tradition in, but they're also making it fun and imaginative. And a theme park. So they also talk about in this the architectural influences from upstate New York and colonial America. So that's when you're coming in through Liberty Square. And then you travel to a berry fun concert in the North Woods. So we're talking about the Country Bears there and talking about like that woodsy theme. A stop by New Orleans at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and ending at the Arizona Bluffs at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So they're kind of like going through the American West and kind of like moving through different parts and time periods of America. But all of these are heroic characters with a belief in themselves that help forge a path to their dreams. So that's kind of the new narrative connecting strand here. I don't know yet how that ties into Big Thunder Mountain except with the national park theme, but to continue this journey in great American storytelling, Piston Peak National Park will be part of the largest expansion in the history of Magic Kingdom. So this is the largest expansion. If a lot of you may remember, I know I remember, Pepperidge Farm remembers New Fantasyland and when all of that changed, when Snow White's Scary Adventure and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride went away and they brought in the new Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and the Beauty and the Beast and all of that stuff was changing. It was a crazy time. It was a lot of change. I wish I had more like pictures and video clips from that time, but I was there and I remember it. And this is bigger than that. So Disney is saying this is going to be an awe-inspiring wilderness filled with towering trees. I love that. We love some towering trees. Snow-capped mountains, which we can see in the concept art, breathtaking waterfalls, roaring rivers, and impressive geysers. While fictional, Piston Peak is inspired by the Rocky Mountain area and the history and iconic sites of the American frontier and its national parks. So there'll be a visitor lodge called Ranger HQ. There'll be trails, which we can see and we've talked about, and more, all set within the Disney and Pixar Cars universe. So this is another fun thing Disney said, that the Imagineers are using a style of architecture called parkitecture. And this was developed by the National Park Service. So when you go to a lot of the national parks, you'll see like the lodges and the buildings in them have a certain look and a certain style. And that is the style that we're going for here in the new Cars area in Piston Peak National Park. I guess we'll just go ahead and call it that. As someone who loves log cabins and natural rustic type of architecture like that, I like the thought of this. This is very promising. Very optimistic about it. Don't get me wrong, I am still sad about losing Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America and the Liberty Belle. I am someone who does enjoy those things and loves the sort of old school feel of those. I love how unique the attraction is, how you have to get on a little raft and go across, but I am not the business Disney itself. I am just a person and a theme park fan here on the other side, and I know that change is inevitable, and I have seen a lot of attractions that I love go away over the years, as I know we all have. So two things can be true at once. You can be sad about the loss of one thing and sort of optimistic and excited about what is to come, which I am more so now after today's announcements, and that's why I wanted to come on here and talk about it and do something a little different than I normally do. You know that I go to Magic Kingdom often to show you updates in the park, and I will continue to do that. And I'll do another one soon. But this is just big news that I wanted to talk about and share today. Kind of, you know, all my videos are really meant to bring you with me. And this is kind of that. This is us sitting and having a conversation in my office. Like you're here with me and you're hanging out, and I'm inviting you into my office space, which I rarely show in video. And actually it has changed. We used to have mega desks. Some of you may remember, Sam actually built these desks. He did everything like cutting the wood and staining and everything. And it was a big project. But now we have mega desk in a new configuration, and I have a whole mega wall. So welcome to the super enthused mega wall for the first time. I think this is the first time I'm showing it in a video. This down here is my scrapbooking area. Yes, I am a scrapbooker, a photo albumer. It is one of my hobbies, journaling and scrapbooking. Don't look at that. This up here, full of theme park stuff. Wait, you can't see it, can you? Well, I'll show you after. This is the desk I work at to edit my vlogs. Now, if the camera were on the other side of my desk, pointing that way, you'd see Sam's mega wall, his Expedition theme park mega wall, which maybe we'll show in a future video. Let's see, were there any other major points I wanted to make here? The totally unique to Magic Kingdom, we discussed that. The cascading waterfalls, we talked about all of that. The new character, yes. Oh, the railroad. Okay, so another big piece of this that has not been mentioned as much as it should be, but we will mention it, is the Walt Disney World Railroad. This is a train that goes all the way around Magic Kingdom. As many of you know, Walt himself, Walt Disney, loved trains. He even had a train in his yard. He's a big lover of trains. There are trains in the Disney parks all over the world, but the Walt Disney World Railroad circles around the park. So it starts at Main Street, USA, goes to the Frontierland station over by Tiana's, and then it goes to the Fantasyland station, and then it comes back around. But during this, part of it's going to be closed. Half of it is going to be closed for this construction that is going to start on July 7th. Oh my gosh, so soon. I can't believe it. But yeah, it's going to be in what they're calling shuttle mode. So the only part of the railroad that'll be open during this time will be a shuttle mode, as they're calling it, between Main Street USA and Fantasyland Station. So kind of like half, a little less than half actually, of the railroad will be closed, because the other part will be going through active construction going on back there, which is wild to think about, because one of the things out of all of this news that I think maybe on a lot of our minds, or at least is mine, is like, how long will all of this take? How long until this new attraction is open? We don't know any specific date yet, but I'm hoping they get it done as quickly but as well as possible. Like, take your time, do it good, but we don't want to see a huge chunk of Magic Kingdom covered up by construction walls for too long of a time, because Magic Kingdom is one of the most popular and well-attended theme parks in the world. In the world, okay? People come here from all over the world. There are a lot of people converging upon Magic Kingdom. It is a huge tourist destination, a huge global tourist destination. Yes, it is. So the more of the park that's open, the better. The more attractions that are open that can serve guests and give them things to do, the better. Another thing I read is that, so you know how on the Walt Disney World Railroad, it's benches, it's bench seating, and they're all facing forward, because it's going to be going in shuttle mode, sort of back and forth instead of in a circle, that they're going to be making some benches facing one way and some facing the other, which I think is neat and interesting. When Disney first announced this, they said, welcome to the wilderness. So like wheels of a car. So just in that pun already, and in the name of it, Piston Peak and all of that, and in an example we've seen of other cars, lands, and attractions around the world at Disney parks, we know this is gonna be full of puns. We know it's gonna be full of references, Easter eggs, puns, and car-related everything. Now, one thing that is connected to all of this, but we don't have really more information on yet, is the new Villains Land that Disney also announced is coming sort of in the beyond Big Thunder, in the great beyond of Magic Kingdom. Now, recently, a brand new Villains Unfairly Ever After show debuted at Hollywood Studios, and I went out to see it, and I will link that video. Also a new version of the Little Mermaid show, but I was really more interested in the new Villain show only because it's fully brand new. I mean, both shows were great and I had a great time. And I think they're a great addition to that park. And I think it's really nice to have more theatrical shows. And if you think about it, these shows are running all day long, open to closed. So they're not a show that's like 1 or 2 showings a night. They're going all day long. I think that makes them more impressive, and they both feature all sorts of different things. And I'm hoping that that's an indication of seeing more villains in person in Villains Land. And I'm really excited to see what they do with that and interested, but we don't have information on that yet. But I did have to mention it because it's all tied into this big, massive expansion. We've got cars coming in, we've got villains coming in. Magic Kingdom is changing forever. Magic Kingdom, this huge park, the first theme park I ever went to in my life. So I grew up, here in Florida, as many of you know. And yeah, Magic Kingdom's the first park that I ever went to, and what got me into theme parks, and probably a lot of people too. I grew up going to Disney World and the Universal parks here in Orlando, and it's amazing and awe-inspiring to see all the changes these parks have gone through, and to be here, to not just see it, but share it. And even though I didn't have a YouTube channel back when the new Fantasyland stuff was happening, I do now. And it's really cool. It's my pleasure and honor, honestly, to be able to experience and share all of these amazing moments in theme park history that have happened over the course of my channel since 2017, and to be able to share more going forward. It's a privilege. It is a joy to me. Hopefully I covered all of the major things in the announcement today. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know in the comments. And when I go out to Magic Kingdom to do like a park updates and all of that stuff, my next video like that, which I do regularly, I'll include answers to those questions and more details about that. And if there's anything else they announce, of course, I will talk about that as well. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts about this. I know there's gonna be a lot of different thoughts, and everybody's welcome to share their opinion here. Just be respectful, be a human. Let's talk about this as fellow theme park fans and share in all of this together. It's okay if you're sad, it's okay if you're excited. Share your thoughts, let me know, and we'll keep moving forward on all the cool things going on in theme parks together. Thank you for joining me in my office. It's an office. But yeah, again, thanks for joining me today to talk about this and just being a little different. I tried something different, you know? You gotta try things in life. And thank you guys for supporting and being here and just sharing and all the excitement with me. I'll see you again for the next video. And until then, as always, stay enthused. Bye.